Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Monday the 13th of February 2023. In today's Millwall news, there's a lot to get through. I've got to preview tomorrow's game already. Feels like we're just still celebrating the game against QPR, but yeah, we've got a game tomorrow. I've got to preview that. But before we get into that, I'm going to start off with the youth and the under-21s first. Normally leave that to the end. We're going to start off with that. So here we go. The Loanwatch. Will Shamar Lawson strikes again for Maidstone United? Yes. Shamar Lawson scored his first Maidstone United goal 2 weeks ago and promptly followed it up with his second last weekend. The lonely midfielder opened scoring just 7 minutes into a 4-0 victory at Eastleigh. It wasn't in the Vanarama. No, this is a mistake here. It wasn't in the Vanarama National League. I believe it was in the FA Trophy. I'm going to say 5th round. I think it was 5th round. Of course, then they won that tie, and then they go through. They're playing Barnet. I think it's at Maidstone, so they're going to play in the 6th round, which is the quarterfinals, against Barnet. So it's a funny old season for Maidstone. They're rock bottom of the National League, but they're doing well in the FA Trophy, which is I imagine they will probably prefer to stay in the league, but winning the FA Trophy would be good still. Striking a beautiful effort into the top right hand corner from the edge of the box after some good build up play. Regan Booty, Rory Deacon, and Jerome Binham Williams also found the net as the Stones moved to within a point of. No, that's not. Yeah, it's not. It wasn't a league game. It was FA Trophy game. So elsewhere, Jordan Gilmore played the full 90 minutes as VCD Athletic Vickers Crayford Dartford Athletic were beaten 2-0 by Chichester City, whilst Alex Mitchell's St Johnstone were granted a week away from action because it's the Scottish FA Cup, and St Johnstone got knocked out in the last round, so they're not in that. The upcoming fixtures are Shamar Lawson on Saturday, Jordan Gilmore on Wednesday, and Alex Mitchell on Saturday. And one game that wasn't mentioned here is poor old Jordan Gilmore. It looks like he's having a torrid time because last week's game was 2-2. This weekend's game was 2-0, a 2-0 defeat. We actually did keep a clean sheet in midweek, Tuesday the 7th of February. VCD Athletic at home to Three Bridges. He started, played full 90 minutes and kept a clean sheet in a 0-0 draw. And playing for Three Bridges, number 10, Noel Layton, former Millwall youth player. So there you go. Attendance of 60. So yeah, he played Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday. Conceded 2 goals on both of the Saturday games, but kept a clean sheet in the home game midweek. So there you go. It's not all bad for the loanees. Now, moving on now to there is an under-21 game tomorrow, as well as the first team game away at Coventry. Millwall under-21s versus Watford at Calmont Road. So it's not at the Den. Can't watch it. It's not being broadcast on MillwallTV either. So Millwall under-21s welcome Watford to Calmont Road in Professional Development League on Tuesday afternoon. Kick-off at 1:30 p.m. The Lions will be looking to end a run of 3 consecutive draws as Kevin Nugent's side take on bottom of the PDL side Watford. Goals have been free-flowing during the drawing run over the 2 3-3 draws prior to last week's thrilling 2-2 result against Queen's Park. Rangers Kamal Grant scoring in added time to rescue a deserved point. Despite the recent draws, Millwall are currently on a 5-game unbeaten run, just the one loss in their last 8, scoring a mammoth 20 goals in the process, a record which has seen the Lions close the gap significantly to just 1 point behind league leaders Bristol City. That has changed. So I believe this was written in the afternoon. Bristol City went to QPR, 7 p.m. kickoff. They played tonight and they won 1-0. So that would be probably a 4-point gap there. Yeah, so Bristol City under 21s beat QPR under 21s 1-0. Benefiting from an attacking front foot system is attacking trio Tom Leahy, Abdul Malik, and Seb Droz, who have accumulated 9 goals in the last 5 games for the Lions, with all 3 of them looking to add to their impressive tallies. It isn't just the attackers Millwall have at their disposal, though. The right back Grant headed home from the corner last week, whilst Frankie Vid and Chinwike Okoli both netted second half goals in the 3-3 draw with Charlton Athletic a fortnight ago. Indeed. So there you go. In the reverse fixture, which I went to, where was it called? Kings Langley? Yeah, The reverse fixture saw the Lions pick up a maximum points with a 4-1 win. Yeah, very good performance. Yes, it's 1:30 kickoff, so it'll be live tweeted on Mill's Twitter, and that's as good as it will get. So moving on, getting into the first team now. This is from southwarknews.co.uk. Garrow sets double-digit target for clinical winger after scoring first Millwall goal. That's a bit of a steep target, but I guess you're going to aim for the stars if you want to reach the treetops. So the Lions boss previously admitted that he wants his wide players to contribute more in the final third after failing to sign his striker in January. Garrow believes that Duncan Watmore is able to reach 10 championship goals this season. Mill's deadline day arrival scored 5 times for Middlesbrough earlier in the campaign with a strike against QPR on Saturday afternoon, taking him up to 6 goals with 17 games left to play. Watmore is yet to hit double figures in his professional career, having scored 14 goals for their National League North side, Altrincham, as an 18-year-old in 2012-13. Other than that, his highest total sits at 9 goals for Borough in 2020-21. The Lions have also relied heavily on the strikers has often relied heavily on their strikers in recent years, but attacking midfielders Iron Flame currently leads the race with 10 goals. Tom Bradshaw comes in just after with 7 goals, while centre-back Charlie Cresswell sits one place underneath Watmore with 4 goals. One place underneath Watmore? Watmore's only got 1 goal. Are they adding these? Oh no. Oh, I hate you when they do this. So they took Watmore's goals from Middlesbrough, his 5 goals, added that to the 1 goal that he's got more. So, okay. So is he saying that he can get up to 10 goals for the season, including the ones for Borough? To be honest, I don't give a fuck how many goals he scored for Borough. So he's saying he wants 5 goals from him, from Millwall, because he scored 5 for Middlesbrough. Is that what he's talking about? It's twisting and turning here. So they're giving Watmore 6 goals because he's got 5 for Middlesbrough and one for us. Well, it's better than how some of them do it, where you get a player going up to the Premier League from the Championship and they add his Championship goals to his Premier League goals. Yeah, that's clearly not the same thing. So anyway, let's find out and read on. Rout is delighted to see a variety of different players contributing in the final third, and Watmore's impressive finish on Saturday afternoon gives him confidence that the wing can reach a personal best this season. I certainly thought it was a very, very good finish, he said after the game. If you look at it, I think he scored 5 goals a minute up until this point of the season. So he scored 6 now. Again, you look at the games to go. If he was to get to double figures, I think we've had one wide player in the last 3 or 4 years that has gone into that. And that was probably about 3 years ago with Jed. Again, that's not with us though, is it? It's not easy to do, but he's certainly shown that he's got that capability. What I like about Duncan is that he'll work the other way as well. He'll chase, he'll run, he'll compete, and he's exactly our kind of player. And that's why we felt he might give us something a little bit different. And you don't have to be a genius to see what Berkey gives you. He's just got absolute blistering pace. He's also got great quality. And that's the thing. I think it's those moments where if he can show the quality he's got, he could absolutely be huge for us. Indeed. So there you go. They're kind of twisting it there. So he wants him to get basically 4 more goals, which that's kind of undercutting it for a player attacking. He was playing very good. He had a couple of decent chances. He was offside a bit. There's no reason he couldn't get more than that, especially the way we play and the games we've got left to come up. So yeah, that's a bit conservative actually. So moving on to LondonNewsOnline.co.uk, we've got to take that challenge on. Lions boss on tough fixture run that includes Championship top 2 at the Den. Yes, quite a month it is. Gary Rout has talked about the tricky challenges that his Millwall side face this month. The Lions are 5th in the Championship and head to Coventry City tomorrow night. After that, they face successive home games against runaway top 2, Sheffield United and Burnley. Rowett, speaking after the 2-1 win at QPR, said, "We've got some tough games coming up. We knew this would be really tough. Go to Coventry and then play Sheffield United and Burnley at home next. I think Norwich is our next home game after that. It was What made today and the 3 points feel a little bit bigger and a bit more important? We got to take that challenge on. Yeah, because basically the QPR game was a very winnable game. Even though we haven't won there since '89, they were in a horrid run. Their manager's kind of teetering on the brink. Nathan Jones has gone. Maybe the QPR manager will go as well. Yeah. So that was a game that if we weren't going to win it, then we probably you might as well give up the season. Might as well fold the club because that was as winnable as it's ever going to get, and we won it. We proved it. We've got to take that challenge on. Yeah, I know what we want to achieve, but at the same time, we've got a long way to go. We don't talk about it ever as a team. We know what we've got to do every game to be competitive. I also think in games like that, you've got to enjoy the win and enjoy the points, how we did it, and then move on very quickly. Millwall won at Loftus Road for the first time since 1989. Duncan, Watmore and Oliver Burke got their goals. I don't think it matters how long it is. Well, that's what she said Rowett. I've only been manager here 3.5 years. You can hold me responsible for many things, but not winning here since 1989. Someone will blame me for that, I'm sure. Very funny. So he's cracking out the jokes now. It's good because which is good. It's good. Before, earlier in the season, he was getting a bit testy, getting a bit moany. Now he's praising the fans, praising the chairman, he's praising the players, he's cracking jokes. Good stuff. It's good to see. So, also from londonnewsonline.co.uk. Getting into the Coventry stuff, the Championship's two longest serving bosses square off with Mill manager praising fantastic job done by Coventry's Mark Robbins. The Championship's two longest serving managers go head to head tomorrow night when Gary Rowett takes his Mill side to Coventry City. Sky Blues boss Mark Robbins has been in charge for nearly 6 years, taking over in March 2017. Rowett was appointed in October 2019, exceeding Neil Harris, and has clocked up more than 3 years at the helm. He is the 11th longest serving manager in England's top 4 divisions. Tom Bradshaw scored Millwall's winner in the last meeting of the two clubs at the Ricoh Arena in December 2021. It was a fixture also notable for the debut of schoolboy Zach Lovelace, who went on to reject a professional deal with the Lions and join Rangers in the summer. Coventry were handed a suspended points deduction after 3 league matches had to be postponed due to rugby league fixtures churning up the playing service. Doug King acquired 85% of the club in January. It will be a very tough game, said Rowett. Mark Robbins has done a fantastic job there. He's been there a while. He's keeping me off the perch in terms of longest serving manager in the Championship. From taking them where they were to where they are now is a great achievement. But they've had a tough season in certain ways through no fault of their own because of the situation at the start of the season. Quite a few key injuries to key players, a bit like ourselves. They're always a good team to play against. They move the ball well and have attacking threats. Lots of Giki, Scudden and Palmer. We know what we are and what we've got to do in games like this. It will be another big challenge for us. Indeed, Coventry City were kind of in the relegation zone through no fault of their own. So they had a slow start because, as mentioned, the 3 home games that had to be postponed. They had to play their FA Cup game. Was it a cup game, League Cup game at, was it Walsall? Somewhere like Birmingham. So yeah, crazy stuff. But they kept winning and winning and winning to catch up, and I think they kind of got a bit of fatigue because they had to go Saturday, weekday, weekend, weekday. That's kind of been a bit attritional for them. They got quite a few injuries, and more on that later. But we'll jump onto this now. Talking of injuries, Neil's injury. There's Mr. Injury himself, poor old Mason Bennett. So yeah, this is also from londonnewsonline.co.uk, the South London Boxers online website. Millwall injury update ahead of Coventry City clash. Millwall are set to be without Mason Bennett, Callum Stiles, Tyler Berry and Sean Hutchinson for tomorrow's night match at Coventry City. The Lions are still awaiting further scan results for attacker Bennett before they go public with how long the former Derby County youngster will be out for. And that's, like I said, I don't think it's any of our business. Who does it help? Like, I think it's pretty clear that they're not going to offer him the contract at the end of the season, and it doesn't really help him to get his business out there. So just don't say anything about it. Just let him rock on. Good luck to him. Young striker Domo Mako signed from Shamrock Rovers in January is back in full training. Nice. Will we see him tomorrow lunchtime in the under-21s game? Probably. That's my suggestion on that. Barnsley Loney Styles is out with a quad injury that is likely not see him return to the fray until the back end of the Championship campaign. Playoffs? Bury Hip has been sidelined since the 2-0 loss to Sheffield United in the FA Cup on January 7th and is not expected back in contention at the end of the month. Will he even get in the squad? I mean, he's well down the pecking order now that Watmore and Burke have come in. Romain Esse's come in. He's kind of fell off now, isn't he? Club captain Hutchinson is missing with a groin problem, but Charlie Cresswell has performed well in the last 2 matches after stepping in alongside Jake Cooper at centre back. Indeed, indeed. Good stuff there. Injury update ahead of the game, so let's crack on with the Coventry City preview by first looking at the history books. This is a weird one because this is the historical record between Coventry City and Millwall, and I've organised the game so that it's the Coventry City games first, but a little weird one because the way they've done it alphabetically. If you look here, this game is a 1909, so they've got the Southern League games at the bottom, and then we're going to have to go back up to the top. So you can see we went there in 1909 in the Southern League First Division. That was before we joined the Football League. We joined the Football League in 1920 after moving to the New Den in 1910. So we would have played them in the Southern League at the New Den. Yes, the Southern League, the team that's in the West Midlands playing in the Southern League. As you can see, in the Southern League, we did not beat them at Coventry. We lost, and then we lost, and then we drew, and then we lost, and we lost, and then we drew. From 1909 to 1913, and then clearly both teams joined the expanded Football League. We go up to the top. The next time we play them is in the Football League. We are no longer Millwall Athletic or Millwall Rovers. We are just plain old Millwall. And we go there in 1926 in the Football League. First time we played them in the Football League. Division 3 South. Bosh. We win 4-1. Cracking result. And then we win there again. 1928. 3-0. But you can see after that there's just red L's, red L's, red L's. There's a few W's. I'll tell you what there aren't a lot of. That's these draws. There are not a lot of draws. 1985 we drew there 1-1 4 Members Cup. What's that? I know. Is that the Johnson's Mate Trophy? I do not know. That's an old people's thing. Before my time. 0-0 in 1988. So that would have been promotion season. No, that was after we got promoted. That was in the top division. 0-0. But then, as you can see, as we go down, we win or we lose. We win or we lose. We win or we lose. It's crazy. So the last time out is this one actually here, December 2021. We won 1-0. Before that was horrendous, 6-1. That's probably the worst it's ever been. Let me just scroll up and check to guarantee that. There was a 5-1 in December 1955. So, yeah, okay. And then again in 1934, 5-1, 6-1, 1-6-1, and 2 5-1s. That's how bad it can get. But remarkably, so last time out we won 1-0. We lost before that. Before that we won 2-0. The win before that was a win to 0. Win before that was a win to 0. Then it was a 3-2. Then it was a 1-0. So generally when we win there, we keep a clean sheet. We go back up. Does that hold true to games going all the way back? No. So more recently, when we win, we keep a clean sheet. Okay. But you can see that there's not many draws there. I mean, if we take it in total, if we include the ones in the Southern League, we've got 2 draws there. We've got 2 there. We've got 1 there. 5 draws out of 30 odd games. That's kind of weird, to be honest with you. That is kind of weird. And not only that, but so many of these games, they would have been played at so many different stadiums. So you've got Highfield Road, you've got the Ricoh Arena, you've got Birmingham when they were in Exodus, in Exile, and then back at the Rico Arena when they went back. So kind of weird that the pattern stays the same. We win or we lose, even though we're going all the way over to these different grounds. But I guess that's how it is. It's a kind of a weird history. Not only do we either win or we lose, we either lose heavily. As we mentioned, the 5-1s, 5-0, 4-0, 4-1, 4-1, 5-1. I certainly hope we don't lose heavily tomorrow. 4-0. Kind of weird. Kind of weird history there. So let's get into more modern times. So here we go. Match facts in the top right. There have been under 2.5 goals scored in 6 of Coventry's last 7 games. Okay, so here we go with the last 6 matches at Coventry. Interesting. Oh no, here we go. Look, see if you look there, you can see quite clearly. There's clearly some kind of bias there in terms of the refereeing. What's that about? 4 yellow cards over 6 games for Coventry, and 12 yellow cards and 2 red cards for Millwall. 10 goals for them, 7 for us. But 3 wins for them, 3 wins for us. Again, no draws. And as I've said, our wins are by keeping a clean sheet. 1-0, 1-0, 2-0. So there you go. So I guess if you're watching a game tomorrow and we concede a goal, start preparing for the worst, especially if it's early on. Could be a floodgates open situation. So here's the table as it stands now. We are 5th. Yes, we are 5th. We are 5th. We've got game in hand and them. They're in 14th. They started off well and then kind of dropped off. They're on 39 points. We're on 46. They've only won 1 in the last 6 games, and that was at home to Huddersfield. They've now appointed Old Man Warner because they're a 74-year-old. Let's hope he does what he does. So let's have a look at the home table. As we know, we're all right, but they're 7th. So that's. But you can see they do draw a lot at home, but they're drawing a lot at home, especially recently. But this game doesn't end in a draw. They've lost 1. They've only lost 1 at home. That was to Norwich 4-2. So they're 7th in the home table. How are we in the away table? 15th. Jumped up quite a bit. But here's the thing. Look at this form. 4 away wins in our last 6 away matches. We've only won 5 away wins all season, as reported yesterday by the South London. Was it South News? This away record here, 1-5, drawn 3, lost 7, is as good as we did last season. We still have 8 away games to go. The mission was to improve our away form because our away form's dog shit. We need to get that up. We need to improve that. Since the formation change, bingo bongo, here we go. It's happening. And the result is we are in the playoffs. We are 5th. Now, as we go down, we look here at the. So obviously we know about Millwall's away form. So I'm not really going to talk about that too much. Interestingly, back-to-back away wins for Millwall, 5 and QPR. Nice. But in terms of Coventry, so last time out they got a man sent off. They drew with Luton 1-1. They were losing that game and they came back. They did keep a clean. They've kept a clean sheet at home against Huddersfield and Cardiff, so 2 bad teams. They conceded 4 goals to Wrexham of the National League in an FA Cup game. Had a player sent off. They conceded 4 goals to Norwich. They conceded 2. They're a proper ding-dong shootout. They lost 3-4. They lost 2-4. They scored 2 against Huddersfield. Against Bristol City, they drew 1-1. Against Luton, they drew 1-1. So counter-attacks very strong. That's what they are. And then, but you can see Millwall got a lot more strengths. and they've got a lot of weaknesses defending against attacks down the wings. Ooh, we attack down the wing. And during the January transfer window, they did sign two 18-year-olds on loan from Premier League clubs as a left back and a right back. So that's kind of interesting. So I guess this would probably depend. I would say that maybe Wrexham and Norwich attacked down the wings and the other teams didn't. Maybe that's what went on. So moving on to this. Coventry will steal the ball from the opposition, often very likely. Millwall will score from a direct free kick, very likely. Haven't done that for a while though. Millwall will make a comeback if they go behind, likely. And Millwall will dominate the air, likely. Okay, that sounds good to me. Moving on to the other page of WhoScored.com where they give the predictions. So as you can see as we scroll down, Coventry City got a massive injury list, bigger than ours, which is bad enough. And they got a player out from the red card from the game against Luton. So prediction. Here we go. Coventry held out with 10 men on Saturday afternoon as they claimed a valuable point at home against promotion hopefuls Luton. The Sky Blues have won just one of their last 8 league games heading into this clash and will need a positive result to avoid seeing their playoff hopes dwindle even further. Winter signings Oliver Burke and Duncan Watmore both found their names on the score sheet at the weekend as Millwall claimed a 2-1 away win against London rivals QPR. Garrow outside have taken 7 points from their last 3 league games, climbing to 5th in the table ahead of their visit to the CBS Arena. And they predict Coventry 1, Millwall 1, which as we just know is an historical anomaly, but isn't impossible. It does happen from time to time. As we've just seen, we haven't beaten QPR for a while. At Loftus Road, we just beat them at Loftus Road. We don't draw at Coventry, so maybe it's time for a draw against Coventry. Who knows? Who knows? So moving on to the predictions from David Prutton at SkySports.com. What does he think? Is he going to go for a draw, or has he done his homework and does he know about the history of this fixture? Oh, it's right at the top, and I'll tell you why it's right at the top, because if you can see there, it is live on Sky Sports Arena. What is that? Apparently, I think, isn't that the channel where they have the WWE and shit like that? But yeah, they stuck it on there. Obviously trying to draw people away from the Champions League game at Tottenham at AC Milan. Why would you watch that when you've got Coventry versus Millwall on Sky Sports Arena? All things considered, that was a decent point for Coventry against the Luton side that flying high at the weekend. Their form still hasn't been great of late though, which is why they find themselves where they are. Millwall meanwhile picked up a valuable win at QPR. They are right in the mix, and to win in that part of West London for the first time in so long proved where they are this season. They will be confident, but I think this will be a hard-fought draw. And he predicts a 1-1, Coventry City 1, Millwall 1. So again, going for the draw, which is the historical anomaly. Yeah, and as you can see there, Sky Sports Arena, you can watch it if you got Sky, or maybe if you go to the Millwall pub, they'll have it on. Now, also, as well as, so it's not exclusive to Sky, it's co-exclusive. It will also be on Millwall TV in the UK and international. That's what UK and I means. UK and international, so it will be able to watch on Millwall TV if you are so inclined. But let's get back to it and have a go. I nearly got the prediction right against QPR. I went for 3-1. It was nearly 3-1. I literally have no idea about this one. Again, I think, can we win 3 away games in a row? It's probably highly unlikely. But not impossible. Not impossible at all. Optimism is high. This is a game that we could be winning. It's not impossible. Luton went there and drew. So maybe it will be a draw. Maybe. Now here's the thing. I've said this before. In situations where we go Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Tuesday. For fuck's sake, Gary Rowett, make some changes. He does this thing where he doesn't want to upset the appetites. Winner stays on. We're going to play the same 11 because they won that. Yes, but literally, we've had one day, and now another day, and I'm talking about a game tomorrow. It's literally, everyone's still thinking and talking about the QPR game, and we're already got a game come up straight on us immediately tomorrow on Tuesday. He needs to make some changes if we're going to get a result from this game. So I'm going to assume that he will make some changes, and the changes are going to be harsh. It's going to be like Honeyman off, maybe Ryan Leonard for McNamara, because McNamara wasn't that standout. But if he does that, then he can bring McNamara on and go 5 at the back and just push Leonard into the middle. He can push Leonard up into midfield. There's all kind of things that he can do if he starts with Ryan Leonard at right back. Maybe Malone get involved. Will we change formation? Go 3 at the back? I don't know. Will we have Burke? We know Burke for Bradshaw. We know Burke's got pace. Maybe we can hit them on the counter attack. Maybe Burke starts on one of the wings instead of Honeyman. I don't know. But we do probably need to make at least 3 or 4 changes. And then that's just the starting 11. And then later on, you can reverse those changes and bring Honeyman on as a substitute. You can bring Watmore on as a substitute. You can bring Bradshaw on as a substitute. Like, don't start them, and just don't start the same 11. Please do not do that. You've done it before and you've come unstuck. It doesn't work. You need to make some changes. So going on the basis that Gary Rowett will make at least 2 or 3 changes, I'm going to have to say that it's going to be a 1-0 win to Millwall. I think it's going to be 1-0. Yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go Coventry City 0, Millwall 1. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.